So I recently watched. I've been watching some of Peter Thiel's speaking events. Just going through, trying to glean whatever information I can off of what he has to say about different topics. And so, in watching Peter Thiel discuss some things, uh, I, I coincided this with what I've actually known to be true all of my life. And the unfortunate truth about your luck and your measure of success is that there's certain factors uh, that you can control, and there's also factors that you fundamentally can't control. So there is a predetermined luck like luck number for you, I guess. So some people are born really lucky from the get. They're literally naturally lucky. This is just fundamentally fact. There are some people who, they're like Midas. They everything they touch turns to gold naturally. Um, and then sometimes, maybe based on what they do during their life, their luck runs out. But as far as maintaining that luck, uh, I want to sort of break it down into a simple formula of what is luck, and how do you determine the measure of success. So essentially, the hypothesis that I have here is that luck is you have a predetermined luck number based on however you're born, whether that be your appearance, your height, your weight, your metabolism, like that allows you to be a certain weight. You can fundamentally change some of these things, but sort of the initial starting package that you come with, um, what is your full appearance, your capabilities, your skill set, all of those things naturally are sort of a measure of your initial luck score. And I guess you can denote this with L. So you can say your luck score is L, and the coefficient of this luck score is a product of time and money. And then also, and then I think you would also add experience, which is a product of time. Um, you know, I don't know if it'd be a product of time and your luck score, but essentially that's sort of a pseudo formula here. That you have the coefficient being, you have a luck predetermined luck score, which is L, and then you have the coefficient, which is time, money, and experience. All of those summed up. It, it, you know, well, actually, it would be time plus money, and then multiply, make the product of the of experience the coefficient. Which I mean, experience is time is part of the experience, I guess. But I don't know if exactly. I'm just trying to quantify this in some way and trying to work this out. Just so that someone else can kind of relate to how this works. So the reason that I'm giving this here, and this goes into a broader discussion of how to be successful. And whenever I consider success, there's a lot of ways you can measure success. There are certain determining factors for each individual. Each individual measures success in a different way. But success in the generalized sense that most people will understand in amongst the normies among the populace is both the product of experiences and money. And those are like if you have some great experiences, say you won a world championship, or if you just have lots of money, you have a lot of properties, you have a lot of things going on, you own three businesses or whatever it is. These are sort of things that are deterministic of a measure of success. And um, by these metrics, I'm not successful by any of these metrics. Not having you can have a perception of maybe personal life success where that you view you know events happened in your life that personally feel make you feel like a success. But in the grand scheme, are you truly successful? Probably not. That's just the unfortunate fact of it. So the reason that some of the people are successful, I'll break down some of the keys to success here. That because this is because luck and the success factor based on your luck is is a product of your time and money. There are a couple scenarios which people happen to be in. So if you grow up in a rather upper middle class or wealthy family, and you're able to go to every travel baseball game or whatever, you're more likely to become a baseball pro if your family can afford to send you to every single camp, send you to every single thing, and because they have this money, they can do those kind of things for you. Now you do hear the typical, hey, my kid went through, basically on their own. But even with like LeBron, you to get to the point where you're a top high school athlete, uh, you have to go to the special camps. You have to go. You have to be a top prospect like he was. You have to be able to attend a lot of these specialized events. So even if his like mother wasn't able to really provide for him in this in a really substantial way, she was able to at least cover some of those expenses, because those would be things that he have to attend. He has to go there. He has to fly there or whatever, or take a bus there, whatever it may be. You have to travel and you have to do all of these different things to be in order to be a top prospect, in the high school, whatever. So and that goes into sort of this experiences. When you gain more experiences, you do gain more luck, because the more experience you have encountering, especially in successful situations. So like if you went to the championship game 4 or 5 times, you can expect a higher chance of winning a championship, as opposed to if you never went to the championship, you have no probability of success now. So it is sort of a probability and statistics problem in some ways, but it is also just sort of a mathematical formula of how how much time do you have, and how much money. Because if you have the money to be able to do all these things and you have the time available to do them, then you're more likely to see success. And this is sort of like a Mr. Beast kind of thing. He had the money, he had the time, and he became successful. Those are the kind of things that I'm talking about. And then there are the alternative though. If you just use your time, say PewDiePie, who was virtually came from nothing. I mean, I think his family did have money, but they didn't just give him everything. Um, Essentially, just if you have enough time, you work on it, you refine it, you get really good at it, then of course you can be able to go places and do things. But that requires you having the time available and having the support structure around you to push you forward, or in some way or another, whether that be negative response to you, and that pushes you further along the way. Say some people who weren't that good. Maybe they got a little bit bullied for they were not the best player. Then all of a sudden they become the best player because they wanted to shut them up. Those are the kind of things. So you can have some sort of negative motivation, or you can have positive motivation, which are like your family supporting you and trying to push you further into success. Uh, but it's definitely a harder path to go without having any sort of support structure, because you have to basically tell yourself that everyone else kind of sucks, and you're the best, and that does lend itself to ego problems. But sometimes it's justified. It depends on how what level you're at, and where what category you're in. there's a lot of factors there, but generally speaking, if you can develop an ego problem just by going it alone, I guess, as it were. But if you have some people who are really people who with really supportive parents, a lot of them become successful because they have the opportunity presented before them, and their parents generally a lot of them have money, so they have the time. They spend the money uh, that their family gives them, and they just become successful. That's sort of those are the two dichotomies I think too. It's basically you have someone who is working class or lower middle class, and then they are able to work themselves into success by sheer will because they take the time to do whatever it is, and they do something repeatedly. And when you repeat something enough, obviously, I'm a firm believer that 10,000 hour rule is truth. It's essentially gospel. If you do have the capability to do something for that period of time, uh, and consistently on a consistent basis, then definitely you can be a professional. So there's there are varying degrees of that, but essentially that is a metric, and it is a truth to some degree. Because if you put the time in, especially if then you make money or you have the money, then you'll be able to easily trend that towards success. It's not that difficult. I mean, it's like if I had the time and the money now, it would be a no brainer to be able to just to start a successful YouTube channel. So if I just had the time and I had the money, all it would be an instant success because all I would have to do is say, "Hey, here, make me a catchy thumbnail with this title. Make me this is on the trending topic. I'll make a video on it. Make a video on whatever's trending lately, and then get a catchy thumbnail made, get a catchy title, and then we're off to the races. I immediately have probably 10K subs off of a couple of videos. It would be no brainer. It's easy. Everything, all of this is hackable if you have enough time and have enough money available. Maybe there are some factors that decrease your luck if you're going for a specific thing. Like if I was trying to specifically become a professional athlete after I'm already past the prime age, then that's definitely your luck is going to be a lot lower. Um, but then again, your luck does diminish. If you don't have money, then your luck is going to diminish over time anyway. So you'd have to accumulate money to then be able to have the ability to do some certain. Um, so if you're not like a rich person when you're younger, born into a rich family, then obviously you have to sort of grind it out until you get a little bit older, and then you have more luck, and you can do a lot more and you have to. I mean, there's still unluckiness to it, but definitely you can create your own luck to some degree, and I think that's what Peter Thiel was trying to get at. Essentially, he was saying like you're not a lottery ticket. That was the title of the presentation. And he was talking about how that most people sort of view themselves as a scratch off of just like trying to see oh, did we win today? Like they wake up every day wondering if they're gonna win. But it's all about the time, the plan, and the execution of all of that, and what you can bring to that table and that end. But that's just sort of something that I wanted to dive into and sort of just break down this sort of formula that I've been mulling over and just what I think about success. It's definitely um, time and money are huge factors along with the experiences that you gain. And the experiences you gain are sort of a product of the time that you take to hone a craft or something like that. So it's definitely a huge hurdle to get over, uh, especially if you're not born into a good environment for that. So you have to measure what you can do within your means to be able to increase that look factor in any way by taking more time or having more money, and those are the two things that you really need to focus on. Experience you can get, you can have it naturally, but I think that those are for me. I think it's going to be time and money are going to be the two biggest factors to really measure what what you can do to be successful. Because once you get the money, then you can take some time, and then you can gain the experience, and then you rinse and repeat this whole process, and all of a sudden you have a lot of time, you have a lot of money, you have a lot of, and then you're capable of doing virtually whatever you want. The world is your playhouse at that point, and then you just dominate. You accumulate this money over time. You build this sort of pool of money and resources, and it's sort of like playing Monopoly. And that's the funny thing about Teal is that he preaches about Monopoly because he thinks that you shouldn't want to compete. You should want to dominate. You should want to essentially just destroy all your opponent, and just take every pawn on the board. Sort of what he says. So I just wanted to sort of throw this out here. It's nothing big. Just wanted to get this video out, talking about what I think the factors into success and your luck factor. So let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, check all the links in the description, and just Trey from Trey's Think Tank. See you next.